Welcome to Momentum IAS. In this lecture, I am going to discuss a very important topic with respect to prelims as well as mains examination. This topic has been used by UPSC to frame different kind of questions with interrelation to other topics, as well as we as a students can use this topic in multiple places in our mains answer to make our answers more effective. So let's discuss this topic, natural vegetation of India. Before discussing any further, I would like to highlight a very important statement given by a prominent geographer, Vladimir Köppen. He said a very important thing that vegetation is the true index of climate. That means किसी भी एरिया का vegetation उसके climate के बारे में हमें बहुत अच्छे से information दे सकता है. Why did he say that this is statement? This is because vegetation takes a very long time to grow. ऐसा नहीं होता कि आज रेनफॉल हुई और कल पूरा जंगल एकदम से उग जाता है. Vegetation takes a very long time to grow, sometimes even centuries. So that's why he said that if you want to know about a climate of a place, then you should see the vegetation of that place. Now, why vegetation is important for us? Here it can be three things. One, vegetation, like Köppen said, is a very good indicator of climate of a region. Second, natural vegetation gives us natural resources like wood, timber, hardwood, softwood, some pharmaceutical herbs. And third, natural vegetation is a very important host for biodiversity of an area. So due to these three reasons, studying of vegetation becomes very important for us. Now, we know that India has diversity of climate with respect to temperature as well as rainfall, due to which there are multiple types of vegetation available in India, which makes it difficult to learn. Due to this reason, we need to classify our vegetation into certain groups that can help us to determine what kind of vegetation takes place in which area. Classification. Now, due to multiple types of classification, this topic is being considered as very difficult for UPSC prelims candidates. So, I have decided to make it comparatively simple as well as logical, so that you should not mechanically cram this topic, but rather should be able to derive it from certain facts. So, first of all, on the basis of classification, I have divided it into 5 types: moist tropical forest, dry tropical forest, montane subtropical forest, montane temperate forests, and alpine forest. Now, these can be further divided into 16 subtypes. We will discuss them one by one, and in the further slide, I am going to explain it how this vegetation occurs where it is now. Let's discuss each vegetation one by one. Before jumping on to the vegetation, let's remind us what Köppen said, that vegetation is the true indication of climate. So before understanding the spatial distribution of vegetation, we should also understand the type of the climate that India has. Now, since India is a tropical country, then the temperature is on an average around 20 to 30 degrees centigrade, but there is huge variation in terms of rainfall. So in this slide, I am going to discuss that variation in the precipitation. Now, we know that India has a monsoonal type of climate. That means within a span of 3 to 4 months, majority of its rainfall is concentrated. Now let's see how it is distributed. So, the Arabian Sea branch of the monsoon comes from this direction, and Bay of Bengal branch comes from this direction. Majority of the rainfall that we receive comes from Bay of Bengal branch, and some of the rainfall that we receive comes from Arabian branch. The presence of Western Ghats here provides very heavy rainfall in this region, but this area becomes a rain shadow region. Therefore, it receives very less rainfall. Now, as with reference to the Bay of Bengal branch, the rainfall decreases from east to west. That means the area this is shown in the dark blue region comparatively receives higher rainfall around 100 to 150 centimeter, and the area in this region receives very rainfall around less than 75 centimeter. In northern region, India is being surrounded by Himalayas. The monsoon winds coming from this region provides very heavy rainfall again here in the northeast region. So, here we have discussed the basic type of rainfall pattern that India has. Now, we will apply this knowledge to determine what kind of vegetation India has. Now, let's discuss the type of the vegetation that we have discussed in the earlier slide one by one. Now, the type of the trees that we are going to discuss has plethora of information. But what I am going to here is, I will use some basic information to help you plot the vegetation on a map of India. So, here our basic focus will be on two factors. One will be temperature and second will be the rainfall. So, the first type that we are going to discuss is moist tropical forest. As the name suggests, it is moist. That means it receives heavy rainfall and it is tropical. That means it has average temperature about 25 to 30 degrees centigrade. What can be the types? First is tropical wet evergreen, very high rainfall about 250 to 300 centimeter, and average temperature about 25 to 27 degree centigrade. Second comes tropical semi-evergreen. These types of forest will be found in the proximity of these region where the rainfall is comparatively less but overall very high. So, the annual rainfall here is 250 to 200 to 250 centimeter, as well as temperature from 24 to 27 degree centigrade. Now, when we further reduce rainfall, the area of tropical moist deciduous forest comes. Here the annual rainfall is 100 to 200 centimeter and the temperature is 27 degrees centigrade. There are multiple other factors involved, but here we are focusing on only two variables, that is temperature and rainfall. Fourth is littoral and swamps. These are found generally in the marshy areas like tidal zones, delta areas or tidal forests. Second comes dry tropical forest. The area that are found in the tropical region and comparatively receive less rain. Here we have tropical dry evergreen forest, tropical dry deciduous forest and tropical thorn forest. Here the rainfall is comparatively less, 100 centimeter, 100 to 150 centimeter, and here it is very less than 75 centimeter, that is generally found in the desert region or dry regions. Let's move further. Third are montane subtropical forest, found in the subtropical region, and montane refers to anything that is mountainous. So, we also know that mountain does not have uniform rainfall. So, based on the variability in the rainfall, montane subtropical forests are further divided into subtropical broadleaf, where rainfall is comparatively high, subtropical moist hill, where rainfall is high, and subtropical dry evergreen, which are found in the Bhabbar and Shivalik region. This means these are generally found in the foothills, near foothills, in the northern plains of India. Annual rainfall here is 50 to 100 centimeter. Let's further move to montane temperate forest. Earlier we discussed montane subtropical forest. Now similarly, when the temperature comparatively declines in the mountainous region with increasing altitude, such forests generally arrive. First is montane wet temperate, second are Himalayan moist temperate, and third are Himalayan dry temperate. We can decipher it from their terminologies as well, that this is wet, this is moist, this is dry. That means the rainfall here will be very high, 150 to 300 centimeter. Rainfall here will be around 250 centimeter, and rainfall here will be very low because here we receive it in the form of snow. Let's move on to other slides. Last are alpine. Now these are the forests that are found at very high altitude. They are subalpine, moist alpine and dry alpine, again on the basis of variation in rainfall. So now, till now I have given you the basic information regarding what kind of temperature and rainfall majority of these forests host. Now what we are going to do in this slide is apply this knowledge what we have learned till now to determine a logical pattern of what kind of vegetation in different parts of area of India can have. First we are going to discuss is tropical evergreen. Now we have discussed that these are the type of forest that receives very high rainfall. So in the map of the precipitation we saw that this region of the Western Ghats and this region of the northeast that blocks the monsoonal wind receives very high rainfall. So this region comprises of tropical evergreen forest. अब ऐसा नहीं होता कि यहाँ पर एक जगह पर 250 सेंटीमीटर ऑफ रेनफॉल है तो कुछ टाइम के थोड़ी दूरी में बिल्कुल ही रेनफॉल बंद हो जाती है या बिल्कुल ड्राई रीजन आ जाता है. देयर इज अ वेरी स्लो ग्रेजुएशन. सो द एरियाज ऑफ ट्रॉपिकल सेमी एवरग्रीन एंड ड्राई एवरग्रीन आर ऑल्सो फाउंड समवॉट नियर दीज काइंड ऑफ फॉरेस्ट. नाउ हियर कम्स द कैच. द थिंग दैट वी डिस्कस नाउ कि रेनफॉल में जो वेरिएशन है वो बिल्कुल ग्रेजुअल होता है, बट समटाइम्स ड्यू टू टोपोग्राफी फैक्टर लाइक वेस्टर्न घाट्स दिस रीजन फॉल्स इन द रेन शैडो रीजन. सो दिस रिसीव कंपैरेटिवली लेस रेनफॉल. सो यहां से यहां तक जाने में एक एब्रप्ट चेंज आता है वेजिटेशन में. यही चीज जब हम ईस्ट इंडिया की तरफ देखते हैं तो ग्रेजुएशन बिल्कुल स्लो है. नाउ हमने देखा था रेनफॉल के मैप पे कि जो ये एरिया है ये एरिया अराउंड 100 टू 150 सेंटीमीटर ऑफ रेनफॉल आती है यहाँ पे, और ये एरिया कंपैरेटिवली ड्राई है जहां पर रेनफॉल कंपैरेटिवली लो आती है. So this region is famous for moist deciduous and this is famous for dry deciduous. सिंपल से देखिए, इसको मैकेनिकली याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है बिल्कुल, बट अगर आप रेनफॉल पैटर्न समझ गए और थोड़ा सा टोपोग्राफिक पैटर्न समझ गए. टोपोग्राफिक पैटर्न मतलब यहाँ पर हिमालयाज हैं, यहाँ पर वेस्टर्न घाट्स हैं, यहाँ पर ईस्टर्न घाट्स हैं, अरावलीज यहाँ पर हैं, विंध्याज यहाँ पर है. अगर टोपोग्राफिक पैटर्न और प्रेसिपिटेशन पैटर्न आप एक बार समझ गए तो वेजिटेशन पैटर्न समझने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं आती. आप इसको सिंपली लॉजिक के थ्रू अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. इसका एप्लीकेशन अभी मैं मेंस के क्वेश्चन में और अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. तो यहाँ हमने देखा कि हम ट्रॉपिकल एवरग्रीन फॉरेस्ट देख लिया, हमने ट्रॉपिकल ड्राई डेसिडियस देख लिया, ट्रॉपिकल मॉइस्ट डेसिडियस देख लिया. जब हम फर्दर इधर मरुस्थली रीजन में आते हैं तो रेनफॉल इज एज लो एज 25 सेंटीमीटर. सो दिस रीजन इज फेमस फॉर थॉर्न फॉरेस्ट, जिसको हम कहते हैं जैसे कैक्टस हो गया हमारा. These kinds of plants are being found in this region. Alpine vegetation अभी हमने डिस्कस किया कि माउंटेन रीजन में होता है, वेरी हाई माउंटेन्स. तो इंडिया में अगर हम वेरी हाई माउंटेन्स की बात करें तो वो जाहिर सी बात है एक ही जगह मिलते हैं, जिसको हम कहते हैं हिमालयास. तो सीधी सी बात है यहाँ पर हमें एल्पाइन माउंटेन्स मिलेंगे. फिर हमने बात करी थी लिटोरल एंड स्वॉम्प्स. ये कहाँ मिलते हैं? एस्चुरीज रीजन में, टाइडल रीजन में. दैट मीन्स द ईस्टर्न कोस्ट, सुंदरबंस, भीतरकनिका फॉरेस्ट, कृष्णा गोदावरी बेसिन, केजी कावेरी बेसिन, ये एरिया यहाँ पर जो डेल्टा बनाते हैं ये काफ़ी स्वॉम्पी एरिया होता है. तो इन स्वॉम्पी रीजन्स में हमें लिटोरल और स्वॉम्प्स जनरली मिलते हैं. सो ये आपने देख लिया कि कैसे हम डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ रेनफॉल के थ्रू हम डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ वेजिटेशन बता सकते हैं. तो दैट वाज माय मेन पॉइंट इन दिस वीडियो कि आपको मैकेनिकली क्रैम करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. अंडरस्टैंड द ज्योग्राफी बिहाइंड दैट रीजन and apply it to the natural vegetation. Now to apply this knowledge what we have learned till now, I am going to discuss a prelims and a mains question here. Rather than going to different types of question, I am here to discuss a very beautiful question that was framed by UPSC in 2019. Question was, which of the following national parks completely lies in the temperate alpine region? Now here it is a combination of two things. One is national parks, you need to know the location, and second temperate alpine, you need to know the vegetation as well. And the key word here is completely. Looks like a very simple question, but it is a combination of 2 to 3 questions that UPSC has framed beautifully. So the topics are, the national park given are Manas National Park, Namdapha National Park, Neora Valley National Park and Valley of Flower National Park. Now how we are going to discuss this? Let's see. By the way, you should also learn how to draw a map of India. This will be very useful for you as far as mains questions are concerned. Now, the 4 national parks that were given were Valley of Flowers National Park, Neora Valley, Namdapha, and somewhat here is Manas. Now, here we can see that, let's see, we don't know what kind of vegetation is found in those regions. Now, we are going to see the location where these national parks are located, and we will apply our knowledge of what we have learnt till now to the question. Now, this was Manas. The question said completely in temperate alpine. Alpine suggests mountainous region. Now this is Manas and this is Neora Valley in West Bengal. These two national parks won't be completely lying in the alpine belt. They have a mix of plains as well. Now the question comes to these two regions, Valley of Flowers in Uttarakhand and Namdapha in Arunachal, near Arunachal and Assam border. Now, even if we eliminate these two options, we are left with these options. So, practical application of the knowledge that we have learnt till now can help us to eliminate at least two options. Now, in case of Namdapha and Valley of Flowers we know is located in Uttarakhand. It is one of the highest national park located. So, if we are to compare these two, then we will certainly, the chances of being completely lying in the temperate alpine region is more with the Valley of Flowers as compared to Namdapha. So if we are to answer this, we will apply Valley of Flowers National Park, and that was the original answer that was given by UPSC. So you have seen that how this natural vegetation topic can be coupled with some or the other topic and can be used by UPSC to frame different kinds of question. Now I am going to discuss one mains question. Here the question says, discuss the rainfall pattern and correlate it with spatial distribution of natural vegetation in India. Now for some it might look a very simple question because it is directly what we have discussed till now. So for a geography student it should not be a big challenge, but let me tell you, this question was asked in 2019 Geography optional paper 2 question. This shows the significance of this topic. Now being such a simple question, this might be replicated at any time in the GS part as well. This is the pattern that we are witnessing for the past 5 to 6 years, that some of the questions from optional are being coming into the UPSC GS papers as well. So let's try to structure this question. I have always focused that whenever we are answering a mains question, it is 50% your content and 50% is your structuring. So let's try to structure this. Discuss the rainfall pattern and correlate spatial distribution of natural vegetation in India. Now depending upon whether we have a 15 marker or a 10 marker question, the structure of answer will change accordingly. The question says, discuss the rainfall pattern. So what we can do is, first we can introduce it with natural vegetation. What Köppen has said, that natural vegetation is the true index of climate. So what can be our intro? We can talk about vegetation and how it can be related to climate of a place. This will give us, the examiner, the impression that you already know the answer and you have given the gist of what you are going to write in the answer in the introduction itself. Then when you will come to the body, you will first discuss the first demand, that is distribution of rainfall. And you have to discuss it. Please keep such keywords in mind. You have to discuss this. So for this, you will create a map of India. And you will show the different patterns of India, that here we receive very high rainfall, here we receive very high rainfall, and rainfall gradually decreases from east towards western part of the India. So when you are going to discuss the distribution of rainfall, you will always be drawing a map. Why? Because it takes less time, it takes less space, and it conveys more. And these are the 3 USP while writing a UPSC answer. So as far as geography is concerned, you should always focus on this important tool, that we can explain anything with the help of a map. Now based on this, you can come to the different characteristics of different types. You can make a flow chart here. Vegetation. You can discuss the 5 types of vegetation that we discussed, and you can write subpoints here. Further, in the third part of the question, you can elaborate them. And in the fourth part of the question, you can again make a map and show the natural vegetation This will completely serve the demand of the question. Now, conclusion is a place where you can further show your wisdom. So, you can add some contemporary dynamics like some government schemes or the impact of climate change on vegetation, some issues like forest fire that we have seen last year in Uttarakhand. So, this will also tell examiner that you have some contemporary knowledge as well. So, this way you can structure a mains answer in a very effective way and get very good marks. So, this was all about natural vegetation. We tried to explain the natural vegetation with the help of precipitation map, and then we discussed some of the types, one prelims question and one mains question. Now, the task for you is to add details to what we have learned here. For example, different types of varieties that you have found, what kind of trees are found in your region. This will help to you to add value to your answer. This will be your personalized content that will give you value addition. So, that is it for today's lecture. For more such video, please log on to www.momentumize.com. Thank you.